Hi everyone, Mr. Silbaugh here, and today's video is going to talk about Zoom. Zoom is a relatively new feature that we're using. Um, so this video will cover some of the basics of it. It's not going to go too in depth on how to use it, but it will at least get you to the point where you're using it with your students or other people on your team. So the first thing that you'll know is that the Zoom app is actually installed on our work computers. So if you click on that, this is the first screen you're going to get. You're going to want to sign in and click sign in if you are going to be creating a meeting. If you're joining a meeting that's already in process, you're going to click join a meeting. When you click join a meeting, you would enter your information. You need the meeting ID or the link that came with the meeting invite, and then you would put your name in it, okay? So you can also click some of these options if you like. This is only if you're joining a meeting that's going to be held or in progress. So I'm going to zoom in. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you create your account first. But once you've done that, it's a relatively easy process to do. I'm going to go ahead and log in. All right. So when you log in, this is the first thing that you're going to see. You'll have the time over here. You'll have a couple of options. You have new meeting, join, schedule, and screen share. New meeting is if you're going to start a new meeting. Join is if you're going to join a meeting already in progress. Schedule is if you'd like to schedule a meeting. And then screen share, about in a little bit. We also have chat up here at the top. Chat is if you want to talk with people in our network and who have already joined Zoom. All of the people who have the @stluciecharter.org email will automatically be a part of our network, and you can eventually start talking with them. Meetings are if you have meetings scheduled. So notice that I have my office hours for my students here. This is their meeting ID. This is the meeting ID for my virtual office hours for staff members. And this is our meeting for our virtual PLCs. So in this information, when you create a new meeting, you can have this information available for you and you can run it at any time. These meetings are recurring meetings, so they're not dependent on time. You have to decide when you're going to schedule them and be available during those times. Lastly is the contacts. As you see, this is our contact list. It's been growing each day, and that way if you need to talk with an individual person, you can either chat with them or you can video with them. All right, let's go ahead and start and do a new meeting. So you have some options. You can start with video if you'd like. You also use your personal meeting ID. When you join Zoom, everyone's given their own meeting ID, and if you give that information out, you can join a meeting with that person when they are hosting a meeting. So let's go ahead and click New Meeting, and hey, look, it's me. In this, it will take a little bit of time to load, so keep that in mind. You might be a little frustrated and impatient and be like, oh, why is this taking so long? Give it some time, okay? I promise you it will work. Just give it a little bit of time for it to load, and then once it does load, you'll be able to access some of the cool features and tools that Zoom uses. All right, now that I have stopped and forwarded a little bit for you, this is one of the first things that will come up, is the join audio. You can join with computer audio if you'd so like, or one of the other things that I do recommend is you do what's called the test speaker and microphone. What this does is it tests to see if you can hear things, if you can hear sounds, and it will allow you to test your microphone. But I'm going to go ahead and skip through that for now. All right, so you have a couple of options here. Down here at the bottom, the first option is join audio. This is if you are in a meeting, you can join by audio, or you can join and stop by video. If you click stop video, it will stop and will just show the person's name. You can also change some of your video settings here as well. One of the cool features that people do like is the virtual background, but if you do choose to use the virtual background, and you can put any image you want as your virtual background, make sure you have a solid background behind you. Next is the invite feature. If you are going to invite people, You can use either email applications, or you can copy the URL or the invitation to send to that person. You can also invite by contacts if they're available. Now for some fun features is the share feature. First thing, one participant can share at a time. If you are going to be using this with students, you want to make sure that's clicked. That way only one person at a time can share their screen, or multiple participants can share simultaneously. There's also some advanced sharing options if you want to go in there. But some share options are, you can share your different windows. So if you have a Word document you'd like to share, now people won't see this until you actually click share. You have some options here. You can show whatever applications are up, whatever screens are up. You can also share the whiteboard feature, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And since I'm using dual monitors right now, I can share one or both screens. All right. You can also share some advanced features, such as the computer sound only. If you're doing something, you can highlight a portion of the screen. And if you do happen to have a web or a document camera at home, you can use that as well. You can also share files via one of these options as well. But I'm going to go ahead and share, go ahead and show you what it looks like. I'm going to click on this PowerPoint that I have created, and there, I'm sharing my screen with you all so you can take a look at that. It goes at the top here, and you can click Stop Share when you're done, or you can click New Share. So I'm going to click Stop, and then I'm going to show you one of the cool features, the whiteboard. If you click on whiteboard, you can click Share. You also have an option to share an iPhone or an iPad, but I'm not going to go into that. So you have some tools here for your whiteboard. This is like having your own personal whiteboard that you can use. You have some text where you can type in some text. All right. And that just shows you that. Okay. By clicking back on the select, we can move that around. If you do click, as you saw me doing, I was clicking while text was still highlighted, it will just keep making text box. Okay. You can double click back in it with the select to edit your message. You can also draw. This works better if you do have a tablet, or if you're using this on like an iPad, this works a little bit better, or if you do have an attached tablet that you can use. You also have a stamp, which allows you to stamp. This is a cool feature that if you want to use it, you can. You also have Spotlight, which allows you to do like a little mini laser pointer or an arrow. You also have the eraser that allows you to erase everything that you've done. And you can also do some changes with color if you so decide. Okay. You have your undo and your redo options, and you can also clear. All right. So when you're done, too, you can do what's called save, and you can save this drawing, and you can do whatever you need to do with it, and it goes into a folder on your computer. And if you need a new white space because you want to save these, you can click right here, and it will make a new one, and you can click back and forth between them. When you're done, you can click Stop Share. All right. So this is just some of the basics of Zoom. There is a lot more to it, and I hope that you'll explore it. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time. Have a good day. And when you're done, click End Meeting for All.